The EFF dreams about an all-powerful Father Christmas state that will deliver everything and anything to everybody overnight. And let me tell you, it's not simple Mao suits of the 1960s they want for all. It's Louis Vuitton red overalls. There is no armed struggle. We are a democracy. They're in parliament. Why do they have as the head a commander-in-chief? Where's the internal democracy? Who is he commanding? Towards what end? No clarity.
Have you ever seen any face-off where Julius Malema has been defeated in debate? Now, there is this clip that I want to play for you about one ANC member, Yunnus Carrim, who was in parliament and giving his speech that criticized EFF, and he really had no time to mince his words because he faced Julius Malema, and Malema did not have any moment to stand and even counter what this member of parliament was saying. Kindly take a listen, then let's react to it after that.
It wasn't just the DA. It wasn't just the DA that was dreaming, comrades, friends. It was also the EFF. We will win the elections, they kept saying. When we take over in 2019, May elections, we will do this and we will do that. Well, what happened? The reality is they could muster only a 2.5% increase over their 8.2 result in the 2016 local government election. Now get the math right. You have so many PhD people.
Point of order.
They are only 40% away from being a majority.
What's your point of order?
It's unparliamentary to deliberately mislead the House about the losses of the ANC and the gains of the EFF.
If you say,
look at the benches, brother. Don't be overwhelmed by your ego.
Honorable member.
That's why you are in the NCOP and not
honorable
in here.
member.
That's fine.
Because
honorable
they lost.
Honorable
Next is old age home.
Honorable Ndlozi. Honorable Ndlozi. Order. Honorable Ndlozi, you can't say a member is deliberately misleading. That's unparliamentary, and you must withdraw it. Withdraw it. You know that. You know the rules.
I withdraw that he's deliberately misleading the House.
Unconditional, honorable member.
I unconditionally withdraw and sustain the old age home destination. That is your destination.
Honorable Ndlozi, can you kindly please withdraw unconditionally?
I kindly please withdraw and sustain the old age destination.
Honorable member, this is the last time. Withdraw, please.
Didn't I do that? I withdraw.
Okay.
Are you happy, brother?
Withdraw. Take your seat.
Well,
go ahead, honorable member.
Yeah, it's not an attack on me, it's an attack on the IEC. These are their results, right? So, if the DA dreams about the free market, the EFF dreams about an all-powerful Father Christmas state that will deliver everything and anything to everybody overnight. And let me tell you, it's not simple Mao suits of the 1960s they want for all. It's Louis Vuitton red overalls. Nationalize, they say. Nationalize, and hey presto, everything gets solved. Now, this is idealism of the worst sort. The EFF claims to be Marxist. Where is the historical materialism? No assessment of the historical juncture, of the concrete economic and political terrain, of the domestic and global forces, balance of forces, of the strength of the state, of the readiness of the working class and its allies for socialism. And where exactly is the EFF socialist struggle, working class base? Where's the trade union movement? Where's the workers? Where in the world? When did Lenin and Marx say it is the youth that will be the revolutionary motive force for socialism? Not Lenin, not Marx, and not the other great hero. The great Franz Fanon never said that. So, why this youth fundamentalism? Everybody over the age beyond Malema's age is a reject, is a hack. Yet they admire China. What's the average age of the Central Committee or the government of China?
Point of order.
The EFF is voluntarist. The EFF.
What's your point of order, honorable member?
Can we ask this demoted member of parliament to say Honorable Malema? It's law here in parliament.
Okay.
Must respect us.
Mr. Malema is acceptable, Mr.
Please.
Malema.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
all right. All right.
The EFF is voluntarism with no foundation in materialism. This idealism, this voluntarism is closely linked to its populism. And this populism is closely linked to its militaristic posture. There is no armed struggle. We are a democracy. They're in parliament. Why do they have as the head a commander-in-chief? Where's the internal democracy? Who is he commanding? Towards what end? No clarity, right? He thinks,
Order, members.
He was too young to be in the armed struggle, rightly. I have no doubt he would have taken part. But he thinks that if you fire a rifle in the air at the EFF rally, that makes you a soldier. Now, and the EFF, let me tell you, is all tactics and no strategy. Normally, your tactics, as we all know and he knows, he comes from the National Democratic tradition, Comrade Malema. Why is it that you don't accept this, please? You see, you have a strategy overall and you subordinate your tactics to it. No. The EF is tactical. Everything is tactical. So they swing from one extreme to the other. Identity crisis. So one day they're opposing the public protector. Next day they're supporting the public protector. We don't know what's going on. One day they're opposing state corruption or state capture, as we call it. Next day defending the perpetrators of that corruption. One day they're supporting. For example, let me ask you, can you respond, Mr. Shivambu, when you speak? The state is weak. The state-owned enterprises are weak. Even the president and the minister of public enterprise says that. What sort of state is going to be able to take over property completely and disperse it, Mr. Malema? Let's engage around that. There's somebody else who's going to deal with the land issues. I've got only 254 minutes. So, you can be technically flexible, but it must be part of an overall strategy, right? Now, the EFF claims to be Marxist. In what sense, you can't tell. Like the DA, you two parties are the opposite sides of the same coin. Both suffering from an identity crisis. Both don't know where you're going because Mr. Zuma is not here anymore. Now, which is not to say, President, we don't have our own internal problems. It's there. Even the peasants in Outer Mongolia know it, and the frozen citizens of Alaska know it. And we have to do something, Mr. President. You and the Deputy President and the SG, wherever he is, I hope he's listening. Or at least somebody will convey it to him. Now, let me put this to you. We are No. Let me finish. I'm about to finish. You'll be rid of me. Now, look. We're a national liberation movement. We're not a typical party. In a cohesive sense, the DA and EF are meant to be. We are a broad movement of all classes and all strata of the population. And we're in alliance with the Communist Party, mercifully President, and COSATU and SANCO. So it's obvious we can't be ideologically cohesive, Mr. Malema. You know that, in the way you could be and the DA could be. So what's your reason for not being ideologically cohesive? DA, I don't know, you're a party. But you know what? We respect the free market. The president has gone overboard, and the deputy president and the ministers. We believe the free market has a role to play. We are committed to the private sector. We're not frightening them away. It'll be foolhardy and anti-Marxist, even President, the General Secretary of the party in the other capacity, you'll agree. Now, look, we're saying we want a national democratic revolution, advanced, consolidated, and deepened. We want a national democratic society in which there's both the market and the state. That's why we reject some of what they say. Certainly everything they say and some of what they say. The market and the state, right? That's what we want, a cooperative relationship between them. And we are saying we can't do it on our own as the ANC. We need all of you, despite our differences, despite what I've said here, because I was provoked by Ms. Chirwa more than Mr. Malema. Mr. Malema, by the way, no, Mr. Malema, I was going to be very conciliatory, Mr. Malema, because I saw you on TV, and obviously I Googled you because I had to do the sweeping. You are very much more temperate today than you were in the media. But I can see now you put Ms. Chirwa to do the work, right? Now, as I know it, Mr. Malema, Mr. Shivambu, you're a chief whip of your party. As I know it, when I came in 94, a maiden speech, you don't interrupt, but in return, the maiden speaker...
Order, Deputy Speaker.
I've only got 13 seconds.
Order. No, he must stop undermining women.
No.
Honorable Chirwa is capable of speaking in this
Honorable member, what's your point of order?
You must never undermine women, Chief. Please.
Honorable member.
Honorable Chirwa is better than you. That's why you got demoted.
Honorable member.
You got demoted by your own party.
Honorable member,
stop
take your
that,
seat.
Chief.
Honorable member.
That's why you ran away from SSCP.
Honorable member.
I ran away from it. I remain a member of the Politburo. What's your problem? But you know you're not right. I mean, that's an outrageous thing to say. What I am saying is this. If you do a maiden speech, as I understand it, Deputy Speaker, you have to be temperate and you don't criticize too much in your first speech. Now, she did that, which is what was provoked.
Honorable Carrim.
Thank you very much.
Your time has expired. Honorable members, it's now time for you to go. Honorable Mwai, how can you be standing and drinking water like that? Honorable members, take your seats. You must follow the order. Please, some decorum is useful. Please, man, some decorum is useful.
Now we know that Julius Malema has fashioned himself as somebody who is ready to take on anybody. He's always very ready to create controversies and ready to face even the president of South Africa without any fear. He always speaks his mind and he does not fear putting his thoughts across. That is what, when I watched that clip, I expected Julius Malema to embrace. But I was surprised that Julius Malema met his match. The guy could not sustain the attacks from this member of parliament. I believe even if you look at how the other members of parliament were applauding immediately after he finished his speech, it's like for once Julius Malema met somebody who could really take on him effectively. If you listen keenly to the statement made by the member of parliament, he was talking about the core principles guiding the EFF. In fact, he said that there are times when EFF is moving from one side to another. Like for instance, he's saying that at one time, Julius Malema and his team are supporting the public protector. There is also another time when they're also against the public protector. And therefore he's saying that this is a party that does not have any direction. And since Jacob Zuma was not in parliament, that really makes EFF have a lot of challenges because, Jacob Zuma had a lot of issues with the Guptas. And this is something that really put him under a lot of pressure, especially when Julius Malema was on his feet. This is really something that, for me, I believe that South Africans should really appreciate this guy, because I have been accused most of the times of supporting Julius Malema and even championing his ideas. But for me, as an outsider, one of the things that I really do is look at the context within which these leaders are talking, the context within which different issues are being put across. Like right now, every election that happens within South Africa, it affects every other part of the continent. Because there are some of South Africans who are saying that people who are from foreign countries should not talk about everything or anything going on in South Africa. But I want to remind you of one thing. During the formation of the ANC and the struggle for the apartheid period, ANC was not a South African party. It was a party that was having members across the continent. People in Ghana registered as ANC members, people in Uganda registered as ANC members, people in every part of the continent registered as ANC member, people in Tanganyika registered as ANC members, just to push for the cause to ensure that the apartheid regime was defeated. And therefore, it is really incumbent upon each and every one of us as Africans to embrace unity. And that is why when Julius Malema is criticized and when he's also criticizing others, we are always ready to really put these things out to the bare so that we get to understand the nature and the circumstances within which these leaders are really projecting themselves for the top seat, which is the presidential seat of the South African Republic. For me, if you ask me, I really like how Yunnus Carrim took over this guy and he really dealt with Julius Malema and his party. He was very factual in terms of looking at the core principles of what guides and what informs how EFF conducts its business, both in the house and also outside. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and also share. Thank you, and let's meet in our next video. Goodbye.